Say hey. If you can't hear me, don't say anything. Perfect, just like to hear. Hey y'all, good afternoon, good evening, I don't know what time it is. Welcome aboard. My name is Captain Dave. You're stuck with me on this nice romantic cruise for the next 2.5 hours. In the history of the San Antonio Riverwalk. Cool, you bought a ticket for it, so you're gonna get it. Who here is interested in some terrible jokes? Alright, it's gonna cost extra, we'll talk about that later. And now who here just wants to go on a boat ride? Yeah, it's included in the ticket, so you're gonna get one, right? You're on a boat, you're gonna get a boat ride, makes sense, right? Safety rules real quick, please make sure at all times keep everything inside the boat. Don't get hurt. If you get hurt, that means you have to do paperwork, and I don't want to do that. Alternatively, right, don't hurt each other. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. But like I said, I got about 30 historical facts I'm going to go over with y'all today. 30 historical facts. I'm going to break up the monotony of that with some G-rated. They're terrible jokes. They're really bad jokes. Don't feel obligated to look to the left-hand side to see those seats, and they're all facing the stage on the right-hand side. This stage was in a famous movie, though. Does anybody know what movie I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Was in Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock. This is where the swimsuit contest, yeah. You look past that on the wall right there, you'll see 5 bells, and those 5 bells symbolize the 5 Taco Bells of downtown San Antonio. Anyway, as we pass this bridge right here, look straight ahead, you'll see 2 waterfalls that light up with LEDs at night. I like to come down here when I'm feeling lonely at night. It's every single night. I like to sit by these waterfalls and it drowns out the sounds of my sorrows. But anyway, these waterfalls into the Briscoe Western Art Museum, which was renamed in 2013. A lot of interesting Western art relics in the Briscoe, to include, but are not limited to, Pancha Villa's last known saddle, Santa Anna's ceremonial sword. I know some of y'all are thinking, like, Captain Dave, that's boring. Alright, we're on a boat. Talk about something else, spice it up, give us something good. Alright, I got you. Check it out, straight ahead. It's another bridge. Woohoo! Yeah, baby, that's the Princess Street Bridge, built in 1890. They built and shipped this bridge all the way from Berlin.
1890.
Berlin, Connecticut. It's a solid cast iron bridge. There are no welds on this bridge. I call it the haircut bridge though, because if you want one for free, just stand up. Hello, hanging bridge right y'all. Go to the right hand side, you'll see a statue of a tablet. See the governor right there walking around. That's Ben Affleck. Affleck! Right there. This is Marriage Island. It's a heart-shaped island formed from the roots of this cypress tree right here. Over 300 wedding ceremonies happen on this island every single year. I drive by 95% of those wedding ceremonies, and every time I do, I make sure to say, don't do it! Run! Yeah, they never listen to it. That being Marriage Island, that must make this the tonal of love. Yeah, grab your significant other, friend, partner, stranger, give him a high five, give him a handshake, give him a kiss, give him a beso. Yeah. But anyway, that was back there was Marriage Island. Check it out on the right hand side. It's Divorce Island.
Divorce Island.
Okay, that is a normal island. It is Divorce Island for me though. That's a long story. We don't have time for it tonight. But do me a favor now, look straight ahead. Now look to the right hand side. If you look straight back, you'll see a very humble yet super attractive boat captain.
Oh my god!
There you go, man. And now look to the left hand side, full circle. Left hand side, see a very tall building with the American flag flapping in the breeze up there on the left hand side. Does that building look familiar to anybody?
Ghostbusters!
Yeah, anybody seen that movie Ghostbusters? Yeah. Yeah, that building's in New York. It's the old Smith Young building, built 1927. You look at the very top of this building, you'll see those things sticking out up there at the very top towards the roof. Those are gargoyles. This building has gargoyles because they built this building in a neo-Gothic. Those are actually called grotesques. Those grotesques, along with the gargoyles, implemented to protect them from bad business, bad spirit. Yeah, right? It didn't really happen though. The building was completed in 1929. Does anybody know what else happened in 1929? Tower Light purchased the building. They renamed it the Tower Light Building. And as we go underneath this bridge, if you look behind us above the bridge, you will see another good angle of the Tower Light Building. Look straight back, you can see what I'm talking about right there.
Oh yeah.
Mentioned it before, you look straight ahead, the Bexar County Courthouse, built 1897, the largest and oldest continuously operated courthouse in the entire state of Texas. It's very elegant, it's made out of Texas granite and red sandstone. Also pretty nice on the inside too, I can tell you that for a fact. I've been arraigned in there a few times myself. It's not for what you think though. thief. I steal hearts. And whenever I tell a lame joke, I toot my horn, so there you go. There's a third worst joke you're going to hear on the tour. Thanks for bearing with me. We're going to Tokyo drift around this corner. I got a surprise for you, you're not going to believe it. Check it out, straight ahead, another bridge. This one is the Dolorosa Street Love Lock Bridge. If you look at the inside of that bridge, you'll see thousands of locks. Those locks are similar to the one they had in Paris in that. You and your loved one will put your initials on a lock, you lock it to the fence, and then take the key for that lock, then you toss it in the river, and it symbolizes that you and they will forever be happily ever after. Yeah, but if you're unlucky like me after 5 failed attempts, you might want to invest in a combination lock instead. A lot of trips with bolt cutters, not a great look. Alternatively though, for easy removal, you can use zip ties. If you look on this side of the bridge, the back side of the bridge, you'll see a bunch of zip ties with my initials on them. And you'll notice that you don't see any zip ties because I already took them down. There you go. Alright. What's some history about the river walk itself? You look straight ahead, the river. It's crazy. The natural flow of the river starts up north, it goes around the downtown area in a horseshoe shape, back out and down. This section right here is a man-made section implemented to bypass the downtown area to mitigate flooding. This is the deepest part of the entire river, 20 feet deep right here. That being said, the implementation of this channel makes the right-hand side an island, technically. And this sidewalk right here is a full loop. If you're on the sidewalk without crossing any bridges, you'll come back to the same point on the sidewalk. You can't get lost down here. It's a full loop because of this channel. We're going to talk more about that here momentarily. But continuing along with the history aspect of the story, look up to the left-hand side, up these stairs. The most historical thing I can think of is the San Bernardo Cathedral up there. Kind of hard to see past the trees, but the San Bernardo Cathedral built in 70. It's on the right-hand side, so I'll tell you, look at the right-hand side, you're going to see a tiki bar. It's called Hugman Oasis. Look there a few months ago. You'll see the skulls and the tiki torches right there. Those are all the people that left me a bad review on Google. 1,300 skulls, and they're not real, but it's a cool aesthetic, I suppose. Straight ahead, though, is the oldest tree on the river, built. Legend has it, 1835. This was a year before the Battle of the Alamo. A Mexican sniper sat at the top of this tree and shot anyone that attempted to cross the river and head towards the Alamo. Again, this was back when the territory was owned by Mexico, right before the Battle of the Alamo, but this tree is well over 400 years old and 100 feet tall. It's a beautiful cypress tree, right on the corner of the river. And again, legend has that Mexican sniper shot Ben Milo, who was about 2 blocks in the opposite direction. Well, history about the Ben Milo tree. And this large green structure right here is a guillotine, so watch your heads. Okay, so this is floodgate 3. This comes straight down like a garage door, disallowing any water from entering the downtown area. And again, that channel, as well as these floodgates, were implemented in the mid to late 1900s. There hasn't been a flood down here since. It was good to know the history because every time it would rain down here, it would flood. This is a natural river once more, though. This is how the river has flowed naturally for 10,000 years. People ask me, is this a man-made river? No, it's natural. People will also ask me, is this boat on tracks just like at Disneyland? No. I'm driving this boat. I crash it 3 times a day. We've just been lucky so far. Left-hand side, though, the old CPS building, 1921. If you guys want to buy me a beer after this, we can check out the Esquire Tavern on the right-hand side. It's the oldest bar on the river, built 1933, right after Prohibition. The speakeasy at the bottom still, but if you look, you can see the original stone is carved out of. And if you look up to the second story, see where those people are having their AA meeting? The water level will actually rise above them every time we flood down here. So that's for your perspective on how the river is actually built, or I guess how they built around the river, because again, it is a natural river. Moving along, I know what it's time for. You guys are thinking, like, you know what, Captain Dave, we want to hear some dad jokes. Alright, I'll tell you a dad joke when it becomes apparent. Strike one. Yeah, strike one. That's fair. Alright. Apparently, though, a good opportunity for another dad joke is on the right-hand side. Another Go Real location. This Go Real location is located inside the old Aztec Theater. The Aztec Theater, built in 1926 to primarily showcase silent black and white film. As we drive by, if you listen very carefully, you can still hear those silent films to this day. Strike 2? Yeah, strike 2, that's fair. Alright. Got one more shot here. If you look on the roof of the Aztec Theater, see a statue of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Stone Cold Steve Austin. No, strike 3. Alright, dad jokes are over. Moving along. Does anybody know what the #1 attraction on the Riverwalk is? Me.
Captain.
Yes, Captain Dave, you're right. They would know what the number second, the number dos attraction on the Riverwalk is. It is this bridge right here. This is Salinas Bridge, named as Salinas Bridge. Moving along, left-hand side, the beautiful La Mansion Hotel, over 170 years old. It used to be St. Mary's University in the 1800s. They converted it to a hotel in 1960. Very beautiful Spanish-style architecture. Very aesthetic as well. You look at the front, you'll see a waterfall, and you look across. And does anybody know? Because they're not human poisonous, but those are snail eggs. By show of hands, who asked? Exactly. Moving along. Alright. This section of the river, though, happens to be my favorite. Very green, quiet. There's no restaurant or shop. This immediate section right here reminds me of home. Not that anyone asked me where I was from. Oh, thanks for asking. I'll talk about that later. It's very green, very nice. My favorites. Nearly 1,000 different species of plants along this section. The majority of these trees are cypress trees, though. I mentioned plants. You look to the right-hand side, see two sculptures of flowers. Don't ask me the name of the sculptures. Don't ask me the name of the sculptist. You can ask me what they're made out of, though.
Metal.
What are they made of? Yeah, thanks for asking. I don't know. They're made of recycled bicycles. Bicicleta. Yeah. Right hand side, another waterfall. Let's talk about those. And the caveat to this entire section, in my opinion, is going to be on the right-hand side above this stone wall. You'll see the Tower of the Americas. The Tower of the Americas was the center of the World's Fair in 1968. Still the tallest building in San Antonio to this date, 750 feet tall from the top of that churro up there. It has a restaurant, a bar, and an observation deck that all oscillate once per hour. It gives you a full panoramic view of the city of San Antonio as well. 952 stairs to the top. World record for climbing those stairs is 5 minutes and 18 seconds. World record for going down those stairs is 47 seconds, and that's because I tripped. Really good steak and seafood at the top of the Tower of the Americas. Do recommend it. A little bit too rich for my blood, but again, I do recommend it. It's very delicious, and I've eaten up there before.
Oh.
But the newest addition to the entire Riverwalk is a statue. And that statue is straight ahead right there. That is a statue of Kim Kardashian. I'm just kidding. Even though she's thick. That's a statue called Stargazer, put there by Pedro Rey. It's made out of volcanic rock from Mexico, as well as marble. Again, called Stargazer. Very elegant statue. Right-hand side again, another good view of the Tower of the Americas, and we're going to be turning left onto the most dangerous part of the river. The shopping mall. It was all built in 1988. This is the second largest mall in San Antonio. Nearly 1 million square footage of mall space, 125 stores to include restaurants. I'm going to list off for you here. Another go real location. Well, that's for check out today. But there are restaurants that include Fogo de Chao, Enrique Thomas, Margarita Vancouver, Land Shark Bar and Grill. There's an IMAX, there's an AFC, there's a Dave Buster's, there's a Legoland, there's a Sea Life Aquarium Pedicure. My personal favorite's the food court and the bathroom. Newest addition to the entire mall is going to be on the left-hand side, Sugar Factory, right there. If you don't like anything inside this mall, lucky for you, San Antonio has 9 other malls to choose from. So this one being the second largest. This is the lagoon at the River Center. Again, all this built 1988.
Wow.
I have to warn you about my 2 friends that live underneath this bridge, Pablo and Pedro. They are what we call in the Air Force as sharpshooters, because they're pigeons. They do like to paint, be mindful of that. If they are home, and I think they are home, so watch out. Don't startle them, they will keep dying. Alright, now leaving the mall, I'm going to tell you about 2 celebrities that actually got banned from San Antonio. First one is Ozzy Osbourne. That'd be a great idea to urinate on the album. To be fair, it is Ozzy Osbourne though. He had no idea where he was or what he was doing. That's fair, right? Second one being Steve-O. Thought it'd be a great idea to do a backflip into the water off that street level bridge up there. Yeah, it's 4 feet deep right here. It's 4 feet deep. So he dislocated both of his ankles, sprained his tailbone. He was arrested. His show was canceled. He was banned from San Antonio. People did this bridge right here. See that lady? Did a backflip right there. To right. Yeah. His defense was like, oh, there's no sign and all this stuff. But anyway, moving along, left-hand side of this back shot of Kim Kardashian. This time you don't need the internet or a VPN to see it. Gonna talk about another statue though? Probably, yeah, honestly. That makes sense, right? Yeah, but I have no idea, so that's what I was asking. I have no clue what it is. St. Anthony. San Antonio, St. Anthony de Padua, yeah. Patron saint of all lost things, the articles of people. We praise St. Anthony, all things, articles of people shall be returned. For example, you lose your keys, you pray to St. Anthony, he's going to help you find them. If you lose your mind, you pray to St. Anthony, he's going to help you find that too. If you lose your ex-girlfriend, you pray to St. Anthony, she's not going to call you back. Might still be a blessing though. Anyway, either way, moving along. By show of hands, who has seen the movie Up? Cool, just curious. Yeah, just curious. Look at the right-hand side, you can see some palm trees. If you look above these palm trees, you'll see a spire belonging to St. Joseph's Catholic Church. That church, built in 1868 by the German community that was here to worship in German. They still have German Mass once per month to this day, and a German choir to go along with it. Beautiful, elegant church. Maybe by show of hands here, anybody here active duty or a veteran? Army, Air Force, Navy, what are you working?
Air Force.
Air Force? Right on. Cool. Thank you for your service. Appreciate you. Everyone else that I didn't see. Originally from New Hampshire. Has anybody been in New Hampshire? Yeah, I don't blame you. Did my basic training down here as well, my tech school and all that kind of fun stuff, and I'm stationed up in Delaware. Anybody been to Delaware?
Delaware?
Delaware. Who? Delaware what? Delaware, yeah. I don't blame you for that either. And I decided that there's nothing to do up in New Hampshire or Delaware, so we're back down to San Antonio. That's the story about me. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Moving along though, really briefly, look to the left-hand side, the Hilton Palacio del Rio. We're going to talk about that. And you're going to see it again because it is across the river from where we started. We're going to talk about it real quick, you guys can see it for yourself. It is set to Guinness Book of World Records for the largest building of its size built in the fastest amount of time. They had 9 months to build up the road fair. AP Zachary, the name of the architect, took on the project and told San Antonio he could do it in less than 9 months. Basically, how he did it though was at a factory about 8 miles away. He would build a hotel room, sheets, beds, towels, nightstand, the carpet, everything a hotel room has. Brought that room here on a flatbed truck and then using a crane to stack it on this entire hotel. You can see it right there. He was able to complete the entire building in 7.5 months, 202 working days. That I think is pretty impressive because I can't even hold a relationship for that long. But yes, since the Guinness Book of World Records, largest building, the size built in a fast amount of time, 7.5 months to build the Hilton Palacio del Rio. But y'all, if you look straight ahead, like I mentioned before, it's going to look a little familiar because unfortunately, this is where we started. Like all my past relationships before now, ours too must come to an end. We will be docking on the right-hand side. I ask y'all please remain seated so the boat is tied down for your safety, not mine. It's worthwhile noting while I do dock the boat, you can have your attention to put this jar on the helm. If y'all enjoyed the tour today, you learned something, or made you laugh, that means I did my job, and for a job well done, I have a sign that says you can thank your captain for the tip. This tipping is allowed, accepted, and greatly appreciated, so we get paid as a boat captain. You get paid in gratuities. I do have Venmo and Cash App as well. Not required, but it is great. You guys have been great. Hope you enjoyed the tour today. If you did enjoy the tour today, my name was Captain Dave. Your exit's going to be on the right-hand side. If y'all did not enjoy the tour today, my name was Captain Bob, and yours is on the left-hand side. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your time in San Antonio. Stay safe, stay hydrated. If you guys have any questions about anything, I am available afterwards. Have a great night. God bless. Thank you so much. Take care.